Well, it's kind of been bugging Tom that I haven't taken the time to reorganize our kitchen cabinets since we updated our kitchen earlier this winter. And so today my mom just came and grabbed the kids for about an hour. I know it's not going to take very long, so I'll show you my really simple method for decluttering and organizing your kitchen cabinets coming up next. Well, hi, I'm Dawn from The Minimal Mom, and if you've been following along, then you know we did some really fun updates to our kitchen earlier this winter, and it's been awesome. I love how our kitchen feels now. I love the open shelves, but I haven't exactly gotten back around to rehoming everything when we redid our cabinets. So we did lose some cabinet space, so it is a little bit different. We don't have cabinets in the same places, and these ones actually go all the way to the ceiling where our old cabinets didn't. So things are just gonna end up in different places. And what's funny is I know some of you noticed in the last video is actually how much taller Tom is than I. So he's 6'2" and I'm 5'2". So basically in our new cabinets, I can only reach the lower two shelves, and then he can reach all of the shelves. So I kind of told him, like, I'm probably gonna keep most of my stuff on the lower shelves and then you can have the upper shelves, and he was totally fine with that. And so what I wanted to do today is just pull everything out and then put back the stuff in order of importance. So of course the stuff we use every day, I want it to be close to the dishwasher and close to the sink and where I can get it but the kids can get it as well. And then I'll work up from there with the stuff that we don't use as frequently. So I'll show you what our cabinets look like right now. This is kind of our main cabinet that is gonna hold our everyday dishes. And then up above the sink, this just became Tom's dumping ground while we were remodeling. I know, you think you're the only one that ends up with a cabinet like that, but nope, it happens to us too. So I'm excited to get that cleaned out. And then this cabinet up above the microwave doesn't have anything in it. And then this tall cabinet next to the microwave. This is where I typically keep my spices, but they all got moved into our pantry cabinet while we were remodeling, so I need to pull those back out and put them back in the right place. And so let's get started pulling everything out. Okay, so once you have everything pulled out, then like I said, I'm gonna start putting it back in order of priority. I decided to put my tea and my honey and stuff in this little tray because it always gets the cabinet all sticky, but this way I can just pull this out and wash it and not have to wash the whole cabinet. So that's why I'm putting this in there. And this is still my favorite tea for people that don't like tea. This is really one of the only teas that I drink. And I know I've talked about this before, but I can't really emphasize enough how cool it is to only have enough dishes for our family just to get through one day. So it all fits in the dishwasher at the end of the night, and it also means that I never have those huge overwhelming piles of dishes next to the sink anymore. And it's been fun to hear others of you say the same thing. And so I would think if you do nothing else, try limiting your daily dishes and see if that makes a big difference in your house. And then this is my baking basket. We don't do a lot of baking besides bundt cakes. And for those who don't need a lot of baking stuff. So because we don't use it very often, I'm gonna put it up on the third shelf. And the one next to it basically just has like sprinkles and cake decorating stuff. I did put some of our plates on the open shelves. Otherwise, the rest of it is mostly stuff that we use when we entertain, but I'm fine with that because so far everything is fitting back in the cabinets just fine. And I love what Loretta said the other day. She said that she used to work in a library, and have you ever noticed the shelves aren't completely full because you need to be able to move the books around. And so I always keep that in mind when I'm organizing my kitchen and cleaning it, that I don't want the cabinets and the drawers and the shelves to be full. We need to be able to see what's behind and to be able to move stuff around when we're getting things. And so, like I said in my last kitchen video, there are things that I keep in the basement that I don't use all the time, like my crock pot and my stock pot and things that take up a lot of room that I maybe use a few times a year. So we all have different kitchen sizes, I know that, but if you have space elsewhere that you could store stuff so that your kitchen cabinets don't have to be so full, I think you'll find that it feels really nice. see, this is what happens when you don't have your cabinets organized. You end up with like 5 cans of corn. It also never ceases to amaze me the power of just lining foods up and facing their label forwards like a grocery store shelf. I love that. Now that I have all of our main dishes and our kind of our high priority items back into their places, now I have to decide with what's left on the counter. Is it stuff that deserves a home in our cabinets, or is it stuff that could be stored elsewhere? So I have all these bases. We actually use a lot of them in the summer, and you know, at the space above the microwave, I'm not going to use for anything else. So I'm okay putting that up there, along with our stemless wine glasses. We don't use them on a regular basis, so I'm okay sticking those up out of sight. And so then I have my cake stand and some bowls. They don't get used that often, so I'm going to put those in that cabinet above the fridge that only super tall people can reach. Okay, now for the spices. I think with this new cabinet, it's made no problem fitting them all next to the stove. And then I use this basket for stuff that I use all the time, so I can just grab it down and have the spices handy that I need. So, but there's probably a few that I can get rid of as well, so I'll probably toss out anything that we have duplicates of. And then another thing to keep in mind anytime we're tackling a project like this is deferred decision making. So for example, I have this canister, which I really like. I think it's really cool looking. We used to keep our coffee in it, but now I've been keeping our coffee in the drawer beneath the coffee pot. And so I don't actually have a use for it. So in the past, I would have been tempted just to keep this in the cabinets, thinking that if I keep it there, I might someday find a use for it, and I very well could. But I'm learning that in another 6 months or so, or whenever I go through my cabinets again, I don't necessarily want to come across this and have to once again make the decision of should I keep it or not. So that's deferred decision making. And so I'm getting a lot better at just saying, you know what, it's cool, and maybe someone else, when they come across it at the thrift store, is me super excited to find it, but I don't think it needs a place in my kitchen anymore. Well, it definitely feels good to have this done. It probably only actually took about 25 minutes. Sometimes we make these projects a lot bigger in our heads than they actually are. And so I encourage you to just get started. It feels really good to get these projects done. So thank you so much for watching. I'd love to know any tips you have for decluttering your kitchen, or if there's anything in it that's kind of hanging you up. Be sure to leave that down below. And as always, a thumbs up is the best compliment that you can give us, and we hope you subscribe so that we can keep in touch. I'm actually working on a video for Thursday with all of my quick chicken recipes, so I'm excited to share that with you. So be sure to subscribe so that you're notified when it's released.